Alright, so I want to make a medieval bra. So there are examples of there is an example of an extant medieval bra that had been discovered. I will put like a little picture on here that shows you what that name was. I think it was somethingberg, a finding. Anyways, so there is some evidence that there were bras at this time, and as a large-chested person, I need support under clothing. So I figured I would make a Danielle de Barbarac-esque bra, like the under bodice that she wears as bust support in the movie of Ever After. I want to make that, so I'll put an image on the screen of what a screenshot from the movie looked like, but I'm basically just going to use the top of this to use as a pattern for it, and we'll see how that works. And I'll probably have it lace up at the sides. That's what I am thinking, and if you hear thumping, that's because I have foster kittens running around. Anyway, so I'm going to find the bodice piece for this and make a medieval bra. I cut 2 layers of the bodice pieces in a linen fabric, and then basted the layers together to keep them from shifting. This pattern did have darts, which isn't accurate to the Ever After movie, but I stuck with the pattern. I typically would use my sewing machine to sew darts, but for this project I decided to make this completely by hand sewing. I probably used a really weird method to finish the side edges, but I sewed about 1 inch away from the edge to keep the layers together, and then tucked those ends in and sewed the tucked edges down. I did this because I felt like this would thicken the edges with more fabric layers and make them sturdier. When I held the pieces up to my body, it seemed like the pieces were too wide to use as a supportive bodice, so I tucked in all of the edges by about 1 inch. I did that to the front and back of the bodice pieces and sewed the edges down. I then undid my basting stitches so that I could tuck in all of the edges of the fabric inwards to finish all of the edges nicely. To finish the bottom edges, I cut out a strip of fabric to use as binding. This was cut on the straight grain rather than cutting it as bias binding. The binding strip of fabric was sewn on and then folded to the inside of the bra bodice and sewn down on the inside. I used a pen to mark dots where I would sew the eyelets. And then used an awl to poke holes through the fabric.